we thought we'd get on here and see if we could jump a rabbit or two and see what kind of race we can have. And just wanted to welcome all y'all to go along with us on this little hunt and see what kind of hunt we can have. See if we can have a rabbit race or what. We ain't got as near as many dogs this evening. We got 5 out here. We got Jimmy and Rooster and Lady and Tank and Train. Uh, Lady and Tank's right there. Jimmy's right up there. I think Train's, him and Rooster's right back over in there through that brush. Well, actually right over there's Rooster. Jimmy, right here. Get Jimmy over here and hopefully we can see if they can get in here and see if we can have a race. I don't know what kind of evening we'll have, but we thought we'd get on here and see if we could jump a race, have a race or two. We didn't have too good a morning this morning. Had some pretty good running, but we had a couple of dogs wasn't listening too good, so we didn't get on this morning. They get in here and anywhere along up through here, we should have a little race. That's what we're hoping for anyway. If everything goes good, we'll be back on in the morning too, but you'll just have to see how everything goes. I don't like to make no promises. You never know when you can be on and when you can't, but my plans is to be back on in the morning. Hi, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. We're hoping we can have a little race here in a little bit. Rooster, get in here. But hopefully we can walk them around the edge of this brush and they can find one here this evening. There ain't near as many rabbits over on this side as they are the other, but we usually jump one or two or several when we're over here. I think Train's right back over in there. We got Tank out with us again today. We're hoping sooner or later he'll take off with these dogs. Then we got Frank to start hunting once we get Tank going. He's been doing pretty good so far, but he still needs a whole lot more hunting. He's getting where he goes with them pretty good, but he ain't never started opening up. I think Tank, I'm sorry, Jimmy and Train's right back over in there. I think they're coming right around in there. So they get right down in that brush there, they should jump a rabbit somewhere in there. I hear one of them hollering and say we're fixing to get a race. I don't know how good a race it'll be, but I heard one of them bark, but it could have been that pup, so. I was hoping that was Train or one of them whimpered there a little bit, but it could have been that pup too. And he's going with them pretty good. If he ever just get started, sometimes it takes them a few trips. They're hunting good this evening if they can just find them a rabbit. hopefully we can have a race. And we'll go right on around through there, around the edge of that hill over there if they don't jump on here. I'll give them a few minutes to hunt it out. It's rained the last couple of days, so that should, so far it's, we got that little rain, it's helped it this week for us are running. The last 2 days we've had some hard rain, so we ain't run the last 2 days, so today's first day we've been out in the last 2 days. I was going to try to run of evenings, but it didn't work out. I was hoping the rain would slack up of evenings and we'd get out of evenings, but we never did get a chance to, so. That's one thing you can't control is the weather. They're hunting good right here if they could just come across one. So he goes in and out and comes back. But he's just 8 months old. I mean, he may do that for a little bit, but he'll finally take off with them. It's usually when they open, he goes to them, so. We keep taking him. Hopefully he'll learn to stay right in there with them. Jimmy and Rooster and Trains are hunting hard in there if they could just get lucky enough to jump one. And I went straight on here as soon as I turned them loose. I didn't wait to see what kind of races we was going to have or nothing. I usually record videos a little bit in the mornings before we get on here, but today this evening I just went ahead as soon as we got them collared up and turned loose. We got on here to see what kind of day we was going to have. Sound like we're going to have a race there. Hi, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. I don't know if they'll do any good with it, but they opened there on it. So he goes right to them when they open. Hi, and welcome on here this evening to our little rabbit hunt. We're trying to have a race right here, but I don't know if they're going to get it figured out or not. They've opened on one if they can just get it lined out here. They're hunting hard for it there. I think it was Jimmy that opened on it, and him or Rooster won. They get it figured out there, that pup go with them. That's what he needs. He needs them to jump one, right here close to him, and that way he'll go to them. And he'll learn to stay in there with them. And I said I ain't gonna promise what kind of running we'll have today, but we'll just have to stick it out with them and see how they do. I was hoping sure when they opened there that they'd get that and jump at it and line it out and have a good race there, but it ain't looking too promising. If they don't figure it out here in a minute, we may have to move them on to another spot. We don't want to waste all evening here on this one spot. I hear! So we might as well move them on around the hill and see what else we can come across. I hear! There comes train. I hear! There's Tank and Lady. And I think Jimmy and Rooster's right there. There's Rooster and there's Jimmy. Let's take them on around this way and see if they can do any good. Get in here, Jimmy. Get in there, Train. Get in there. Get in there, Jimmy. Sometimes we do good at jumping one right out here on this end. We'll take them right out there and see if we can get them in the brush right here and see if they can do any good. Usually right up here on this little bank, right along in there, usually a pretty good little spot. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there, Jimmy. Train's coming up behind us. Get in there, mister. They get right up in there, they should be a good spot to jump on. Get in there, Jimmy. Train's going up right in there. Well, yeah, I thought he was. He decided to find him a different spot. Well, if they don't jump one here, we'll keep going right on around the hill until hopefully we can have a race. Get in there, Train. Get in there. Get in here, Jimmy. Tank, leave him alone. Tank still wants to play. He's still got a lot of pup in him. We'll hunt that out of him. Once Jimmy and Lady and Rooster goes home next week, we'll start hunting Tank every day. Next week we won't be able to hunt him a lot to where we're hunting them, but they'll go home next Thursday, and then we'll start putting the miles on Tank. Get in there. Jimmy's going into a real spot there. Worst trouble with this spot over here, there's so much where they've cleared it all off, mowed it off. It's much open spots. They like to stay right out in that open spot instead of getting in the brush. Hi, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. We're hoping we can jump one and have a little race, but so far we ain't had much luck, but we're still looking though. Most of the dogs are in the brush, so that's all we can ask for. Well, actually all of them is, but Rooster, if he'll get in there, all of them's in there then, even Tank. We get a chance probably one evening next week. I might bring Frank out and see how he's going to do. He may take off quicker than Tank does, but sometimes some of them takes off quicker than others. Some of them takes a little slower than others. Sometimes they'll take right off, and sometimes you'll have to take them 4 or 5 trips before they'll ever take off with older dogs. That starting pen seems to help them, but it still switched them over from tame rabbits to wild rabbits. Sometimes it takes a trip or 2, sometimes 4 or 5 trips. But without the starting pen, sometimes it takes a month or 2 to get them started. So I mean, it still gives them a jump start. And dogs are right over in that brush there, hunting if they can just ever do any good. Hi, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. We're looking for a race, but now we ain't ever had none yet. We're hoping for it before we run out of time, we'll jump one somewhere or another. I figured we'd done jump one by now, but now they're having trouble finding one. One of them's right there in them burrows. One of them's lining. Oh, he definitely smells one. I don't know if he's gonna be able to figure out where it's at, but he smells where one's been. These other dogs just in here and helps him. They may figure this one out. Get in there, Train. He's looking hard for it, but he ain't having no luck. Now, he could definitely smell it. He opened good there on it. Get in there, Train. Get in there. Tank, stop. Leave Jimmy alone. Get in there, Jimmy. We're trying to get Jimmy and Rooster and them ready for a hunt. Not this weekend, but next. So, trying to get them in shape and get them ready so they'll be ready for that hunt next weekend. They ain't been hunted all summer and they're just fat and just plumb out of shape. So we're going to try to run them every day we can. The weather let us before they go to that big hunt. I don't think Train's going to do any good on that one. We might as well move them right on around the bank up there and see if we do any good up there. Right here! I'm sure somewhere up through here they'll be able to jump one. Surely we'll have a race somewhere or another. We usually have pretty good luck jumping one right around that bank there. We usually don't jump one till either we jump one right here or they'll jump one right when we get right around the top of the hill right up there. Train's come yet or not? Train! Right here! He's still looking for that other rabbit. Let's see, we hunted all these dogs this morning, so it won't take them long to get wore out. And we plan on hunting all of them in the morning but Tank, so I don't want to wear them plumb out this evening, but I'd at least like to jump one and have one little race anyway. I believe before we quit, they'll jump one somewhere or another. May take us a few minutes to find it. But now there's a rabbit sitting around here somewhere or another. Get in there, Train. Jimmy and them's right up above there. Train's going in right there. Train acts like he smells one there. I don't know if he does or not, but he acts like he does. See, Tank don't care to go through the briars when he takes a notion to. He just ain't learned. He's got to stay with them old dogs yet. Trains are hunting that hard, so I'm hoping he'll jump one there. Tank, stop. Get in there, Jimmy. Lady's in there, Jimmy's in there, Tank's in there. Now if Rooster go in there, that I'll be in there. Get in there, Rooster. Well, Tank come back out, but they're hunting that hard. Train thinks there's a rabbit there somewhere. It's a sitting tight somewhere, but he thinks there's one there somewhere or another. We're gonna see if he's right or if he's wrong. But he definitely thinks there's one there somewhere. Jimmy's going along with him to see if he's right or wrong. Rooster's interested now. Get in there, Train. Train's still looking. He's moving on up through this brush here. Get in there, Train. Jimmy and him went up around that way. I guess they're gonna see if it's went up around the hill. Get in there, Train. Well, he didn't find there, back in there. We'll see if we have any luck up in this little spot. He thinks for sure there's a rabbit here somewhere. And he could be right, which I have a feeling they are, but where exactly abouts, I don't know. Now he thinks there's one there somewhere or another. Cause he's staying right in that brush. Jimmy and them's coming up above it. I don't know if they're actually in the brush or if they're right above the brush up there. Him and I think the ladies, she's right out that way. Her and Jimmy both, and Rooster, so I think they went up around the hill and they're coming down right out there. Well, it's showing Trains out that way too, so I'm beginning to wonder if Train was right, if there's a rabbit back there, if they ain't. He acted like there was, but he might have been interested looking too. But the way he was wagging that tail and going through that brush, I thought sure he thought there's one in there. He's still looking. Get in there, Train. Train, right here. I don't know how good we'll do. We usually always jump one right around this curve right here. Usually I always jump one right up in there. Don't mean we will today, but we usually does. We'll see what kind of luck we had today. We didn't jump one back there where Train thought there's one, so. Get in here. Get in here, Train. Now if they'll get in here and hunt this out right up in here, I think they got a good chance of jumping one. And we're gonna try to hunt until we find one. If the dogs will keep a hunting and they'll keep a looking. Get in there, Train. Get in there, Jimmy. Get in there. He must not think there's one in that spot. Get in there, Jimmy. Get in there, Train. If y'all get in there and hunt that out, I think you'll jump a rabbit. Train wants to, but he says it's too rough. Get in there, Train. Find you another spot to get up in there. Hi, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. We're trying to find a rabbit. We kind of having a hard time. We ain't found one yet, but we're still looking hard. Train thought there's one right back there, but he was wrong. He couldn't find one. Which don't mean there wasn't one, but now he never did find it. Get in there, Train. Get in there. Get in there, Jimmy. Right here. Get in here. Right here. I ain't wanting to hunt this section. Oh. Roosters jumped one. I told you they'd jump one there if they get in there and hunt it. That's going to have to wait the broilers to get in there, but that's a rough little spot right there. I figured if we'd be patient long enough, we'd have a good little race. Worst trouble about this, and it runs back up on that hill, then it's hard to hear them. Tank wanted to go with them, but he didn't want to go through that brush. And the one thing, that sunball's bright. He's a crawling through there. At least we've jumped one. We've had a little bit of a race anyway. Hopefully they'll bring it back down through here. We can hear the race a lot better. We'll have to give that in the rooster, though. He was the only one that crawled in there and jumped it. They're coming back off the hill now. Tank's right in there with them. I said it won't take much of that. Tank he'll get to where he'll hook in there with them. I believe he's opening there, but I ain't 100% sure. Right out there went the rabbit. I don't know if you probably couldn't see it on the video, but I seen it come out right out there. Or seen a rabbit come out. I ain't gonna say it's the one that they're running, but I seen one come out. And I could be wrong, but I think Tank was opening on that track. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it sounded like he was. I seen that rabbit come out right here. I'd say it come out, went right back around, went back in. Like them dogs coming off the bank right there. Let's see if they figure it out here, or if it's giving them the slips. And there come Rooster out, right where it come out. I'll see if he can figure it out. Train right behind him. Evidently, Tank's got hung up there in the brush. So like they can't figure out where it's went, or Rooster thinks he's got it. They're in some rough brawlers there. That's as thick as it gets. Tank's right in there with them. A few more races like this, and that'll really help him. hopefully in the morning we have some good running too. You can hear them painting, they're already getting hot. We probably won't be on here much longer. I'll give them a few minutes to figure this one out. If they don't figure it out, I'm going to pull them, take them home, because they're going to run them again in the morning, so they're all coming out. So I'd say that's the end of that track. We will call today here at Sunball So Bright. I want to thank all y'all for being on here with us on this little hunt and having patience with us to give these dogs a chance to jump one. And we had a pretty good little race, and thank you for the comments and the likes and just being on here with us and going with us. And we did hit our 20,000 followers, but now we need to hit 25,000. So I want to thank all y'all for us hitting that 20,000, over 20,000 followers now. And we'll see you in the morning if everything goes right, or everything goes good. And like I said, I don't promise from one day to the next what day we're going to have them, but we have several hunts. So we'll see you on the next hunt. And thank you for being on here with us with this one.